What is good, YouTube? Hopefully, you're all having a good day. And I'm truly sorry for the lack of videos that I've been producing over the past couple of weeks. I explained it in my live stream that I've been busy, especially with my Kickstarter going on. You guys know by now that I'm running a Kickstarter campaign for my comic book. If you want to help me support it, then check out the link down below in the description. You can pledge any amount, doesn't have to be big, it can be a small donation. Every penny helps. So help me with my comic book and let's get on with today's podcast. And I'm joined today by my special guest, Robo. Thank you for joining me on my podcast, Robo. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, and I'm happy to be here at the podcast, and I've wanted to come on, so I'm glad you asked me to come on here. I'm really excited.
Yeah, so let's just get straight into it because we've got a lot to talk about today. And the first topic we're going to be talking about is Supergirl, then we're going to move on to Flash, and then we'll move on to Legends, and then finally Arrow. So let's start off with Supergirl. And so far, I would say that Supergirl has been very impressive this season so far compared to season. What was it now? Season two. Yeah, season two was a huge letdown. So I'm very proud of how well they progressed this season. What do you think about Supergirl so far?
Yeah, I think they've definitely increased the quality of the show, and I think the villains need a bit work. Like, it seems to be a common issue with them. Villains seem to be a big problem,
Yeah,
but I think they seem to be like bringing in a lot more characters, and they're very interesting. So I can't wait to see where it goes. Really.
yeah, that's the same with me. Like with the villains, they've been a bit better than last season, but yeah, I think the villains have been a problem in all the shows, really, not just Supergirl, but throughout the entire Arrowverse in general. So
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. But anyway, this week we saw the end of Sandverse. So what do you think about that?
I mean, I wasn't really too interested in it in the first place.
Yeah,
I kind of preferred Alex being by herself and being like the badass, but that kind of took that away from her. I'm not really too sure what they're planning to do with her in the future, really. Are they just like going to put her in another relationship or whatever? But I'd like to see the badass Alex come back personally.
I agree with you
I
100%.
mean, yeah,
Yeah,
I didn't really care for it.
yeah, that's the same with me. It's not. I was never a huge fan of Sanders to begin with, but at the same time, I'm sad to see Maggie go because as Maggie as an individual, I like her as an individual, but I don't like them together.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's the thing with Maggie. And season two suffered from focusing on relationships too much, so that's why I'm glad that Sanders is over,
yeah.
so that they don't have to focus on relationships as much. So I'm very glad.
Well, I liked her character a lot, actually. She was really good as like the cop and stuff, working with the DEO. But I do agree with the relationships taking up way too much actual screen time for the show itself.
Yeah.
It just took up way too much time from the actual show, which is about Supergirl.
Yeah, and at the beginning, I was at the beginning of this week's episode. I was like, did I miss something? Because I don't recall Alex telling Maggie about her problems. I don't recall Maggie telling or Alex telling Maggie that she was unhappy about not having having a child. Because the previous episode, we left them in bed, and Alex was. Alex was just awake, sulking, whilst Maggie was sleeping. So I was like, did I miss something? Did you get the sense? Did you get that feeling as well, or was it just me?
No, it's not just you. I definitely got that feeling as well.
Mm.
I'm not a big fan of the way they ended it. They could have done it a bit better, but I mean, it's the way it is, really.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah. It's like they just entered in the episode expecting us to know that they had this discussion before. Like I was like, what's going on here? So yeah, it was pretty weird, but yeah,
uh, I mean, the reason they're separating is understandable, but it's at the same time, it's like get married, you've been with each other throughout all of season two, and you're just going to give up after like 2 days.
yeah,
It's a bit silly.
yeah. But anyway, other stuff of the episode. Well, let's talk about other stuff of the episode. So what do you think of Lee? Let's talk about Lena's accent because I've heard a lot of complaints about
Oh,
Lena's accent this season. What do you think
oh my
about that?
god. I mean, she's all right at doing an accent, but she keeps jumping in and out of it all the time,
Mm.
and it's a bit annoying. And I'm from Ireland, so I can kind of tell like a very strong Irish accent when I hear one. And
Wait,
she's definitely not doing a good accent whatsoever. I think they should have just like leave her doing her normal, like not a very, very strong accent, but try have her do something very basic, and
Mm,
then kind of try and explain a backstory as to where she was and why she might be like that.
mm.
But it is very poor.
Honestly, like I didn't notice that she had a bad accent until people pointed it out.
Yeah,
Once people pointed it out, I started to see that her accent was a bit jumpy. But then again,
yeah.
it doesn't take me out of the show. I still like Lena. I still like Lena. It doesn't take me out. It
I
doesn't.
like
Yeah,
I like her character, but
yeah.
I mean she's trying so hard to do the accent
Mm.
that it's kind of a bit off-putting when you hear her speak.
Well, for me,
For me anyway.
it's not off-putting because I just noticed once people point it out, but
Well,
it's not because
yeah.
yeah.
Once people point it out, but you can't really get away from it.
Yeah, yeah, that's just it's the same thing with everything. Once people point out something, it's the same. You just
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. But anyway, like the overall episode, I thought was okay. I would say it's not been the best episode of the season, but it's still strong. It's still been a strong episode that's continuing
Yeah.
the momentum for season 3. So yeah, I would say so far season 3 has been the
It's
best season of
it's
Supergirl.
a oh by far, yeah, it's easily the best season. They've really stepped up the quality of the show.
Yep.
And I think the addition of the Samantha character is really good as well. She's
Yeah.
only just come into the show and she's already pretty much my favorite character. John.
Yes,
So
that's exactly that's the thing. She, along with what's the other? I forgot her name. I forgot her name in Legends. Zari. That's it.
oh
Yeah,
sorry,
she.
yeah,
Yeah,
they're my two favorite
yeah.
my two favorite characters on the show.
I got my notes here. I legit. That's what I wrote down. They're my two favorite new characters.
Yeah.
Yeah, Samantha and.
Like
Yeah, continue.
how is it that a character just came into the show? It's been like 5 episodes, has barely any development whatsoever.
Yeah.
Is already better than the majority of the characters that have already been on the show for 2 seasons.
You know what?
Funny.
You know what it is? I think it's because that we know she's gonna be evil. So it's
Yeah. It's a bit weird that she's
yeah.
gonna transform.
Yeah, because she seems like this loving, caring mother. So you
I
think,
know.
yeah. So I find that very interesting. I'm very excited about her character. I'm very excited.
It seems to be progressing pretty quickly though, so
You think so?
I think we're going to see it pretty soon.
Yeah, probably.
Maybe after the crossover sometime,
Yeah.
not too long after that.
Yeah,
So it's going to be
yeah,
time. It's basically half a season of each character.
yeah, probably.
Hopefully, the way they transition her into it is good because so it doesn't ruin what we already had with her.
Yeah,
But
but then
she's a really good character. I think the daughter's alright too, but
yeah, I
she's
think
kind of there to kind of push her to becoming.
I see what you're saying. Anyway, I would rate the episode overall. This week's episode 7.5 out of 10. What would you rate it?
I do all my ratings out of 5, so I'd probably give it like a 3.
3 out of
It was
5.
a solid episode, but there was a lot of stuff that they could do.
Okay, that's fair enough. So the question for this week's Supergirl topic: will John's dad end up dying by the end of the season?
I think so.
Yeah, I don't see.
I don't want him to, but probably will.
Yeah, because I don't see any like beyond season 3. I don't see him having any reason to staying around.
Yeah, he was just there for that episode to kind of explore John's past a
Yeah.
little bit.
Yeah,
I want to see more with John, and he's probably the key to do that.
yeah, he
But
is.
I don't think they're going to do too much with him.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I think he's gonna die too by the end of the season. Okay, so anyway, let's move on from Supergirl, and now let's move on to the Flash. And the Flash,
Oh, here we go.
yeah. So for me, the Flash so far hasn't hit it for me. I don't know what it is. It's just that I don't know. Since season 3, I just haven't.
They're trying too hard.
Yeah.
Trying too hard to make it funny. Like
Yeah.
some of the comedic moments are really cool.
Yes,
And sometimes
yeah.
they just go over the top and it completely ruins it.
Yes, yeah, definitely. But it's still early on in the season, so I'm gonna forgive them. So they're just trying to find their footing. So I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna be too harsh on them because it's just early on. But anyway, this episode was a Caitlin Killer Frost centric episode, despite it being about Iris' bachelor party. So what do you think about that?
Yeah. I think that Killer Frost / Caitlin kind of stole this episode for me. Like, I think the only reason that I kind of withstand this episode was because of her and Daniel Panabaker's acting. I really enjoyed the story between her and Blacksmith.
Yeah.
I enjoyed Blacksmith. Her accent is horrible. The actress is really good though.
Yeah.
And it's a bit funny that she's just carrying around a bucket as well. I find that pretty funny, but Killer Frost and the Caitlyn story in this episode was really, really cool, and I think it was needed as well to kind of explain what's going on with her.
Yeah, definitely. I think Amina Black is an interesting addition, and I can't wait to see more of her because she's definitely going to come back. So yeah. What else about Caitlyn? What I like about this episode is that we see a new side of Killer Frost. She's not necessarily a killer, you know. She has some good inside of her. So she's not all about killing. So that's what I like about Killer Frost.
And I'm happy that they're not kind of just repeating what they've done in the previous seasons with her as well. They're actually giving her a story instead of being a sidekick or going out as a rogue for an episode and stabbing Barry in the leg.
Yeah,
and then being back to Kate in the next one. You know?
Yeah.
So I think it's a very interesting storyline that they have going for her, and I think it'll be one of the key points of the season as well. I think it'll be one of the better ones.
Yeah, definitely. Anyway, we know that Felicity made an appearance in this episode, and one of the best things about this episode is that she made an Incredible Hulk reference. She actually name dropped the Incredible Hulk.
Yeah.
That was very funny.
When I first saw Caitlyn this season, I kind of thought that as well.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Because I even mentioned that in one of my other videos. I can't remember what video it was, but that it mirrored what the Hulk was like, Bruce Banner and the Hulk. So yeah, and for them to actually point that out in the show, I found that very hilarious. So technically Marvel Comics exists in the DCTV Arrowverse, which is very funny. I find that very funny. But anyway,
I think on the topic of just Felicity in general, right?
Yeah.
I think it's kind of funny that I think her character fits in more on the Flash than she does on Arrow. Only because they can kind of just mess around with the comedy.
I understand, but
and there's all the gadgets and stuff like that.
I understand.
She fits in more there, which is a bit funny.
Yeah, because she's like the same. She has the tone of her character is the same as the tone of the Flash, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, and speaking of the Flash, wow, I love Drunk Barry. That Drunk Barry is the best thing ever. I want to see more of Drunk Barry.
I couldn't stop laughing. It was hilarious.
Like even after the episode, I had to go on YouTube to rewatch these scenes of Drunk Barry because it was just so funny. It was like, I'm the Flash. So technically, everyone knows now he's the. Well, obviously they know. Obviously they probably won't take him seriously because he was drunk. But he's technically revealed his identity to everyone now, technically, which is very funny. Like, I'm the Flash. It was so funny. And the other one, the other Drunk Barry moment I love when he was crying over the chicken wings. That was so fun. I love chicken so much. But anyway,
Justin did an amazing job.
Yeah,
He's doing so many different characters on this show, and it's just really good acting.
Yeah,
and he kind of, he's really good at the comedy stuff.
Yes, he is definitely. I think. I know he was in Glee. Was he like a? I haven't watched Glee, but was he like a funny guy in Glee? I don't know.
I haven't watched Glee. I know he was in it. I know he sang on it, but I don't know what he did.
I don't watch Glee. That's not my area at all.
I don't watch Glee.
Yeah, that's not my area of at all. Anyway, what do you think about Iris in this episode? Because so far, I'm an Iris fan, but this season she's been so annoying. But this episode in particular, what do you think? Or in Iris in general for this season, what do you think about Iris in general?
I think I definitely agree. She is being very annoying, and I'm a big Iris fan too. I always protect Iris when people attack her character, but this season I just can't do it.
Yeah,
she's just being really annoying. Yeah. I'm not a big fan of it, really.
Yeah,
I don't know why he thinks she's in charge. Like it's supposed to be like a collaborative effort.
Exactly.
Altogether.
Yeah.
So she's kind of just commanding people to do stuff.
And it's not the thing that really, really annoyed me was when she said, "You're not the Flash, Barry. We are." I'm like, shut up. Yeah. You don't have super speed. Like,
well, it's like if you are the Flash, then why are you telling everybody else what to do?
It's like
you are the Flash, not everybody else. It's a bit. I don't know. I think it's just because they don't know how to write her character.
Yeah.
I'm still one of those people that kind of think that she shouldn't be involved with Star Labs whatsoever.
Is she still employed? Is she still employed?
I
I honestly,
have no clue.
I honestly don't think she's employed.
Just go back to reporting on it.
I honestly think she probably just quit her job off screen. That's why I honestly think. Anyway, moving on from Iris, what do you rate the episode?
Overall, I thought it was okay. I thought Amunet was cool. I liked the Killer Frost storyline, but overall, the episode didn't really do anything for me.
Okay, fair enough. I'll rate the episode 7 out of 10. 7, between 7 and 7.5 out of 10. It was an okay episode.
I'd probably move it up to a 3. I think 2.5 is a bit harsh, but I'd move it up to like a 3. The comedy from Barry kind of made it over the like 2.5 mark, but I think the stuff with the men on the inside the club and stuff was a bit silly, and Cecile's daughter. I'm not sure what's going on with her, but it was a good episode.
Anyway, question for the Flash: will Killer Frost turn properly good, like full on good, and fight alongside Team Flash by the end of the season?
Like, still be Caitlyn and Killer Frost, but just be good. Is that what you mean?
When she's Killer Frost, like she's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she's willingly fighting on Team Flash.
I think she'll continue to fight for Team Flash, but I don't think she'll ever be fully, like, good. I think partially good, majority, but I don't think she'll ever fully be a good person.
I agree. Yeah,
yeah.
I agree. And she's on the Crisis on Earth X poster as well, so there's hints towards her being good. So yeah, at least I think she's on the Crisis. I think I remember her being there. Yeah, she is.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah.
On the hero side as well.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, she's definitely gonna be good then.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, let's move on to Legends of Tomorrow season 3. Are we on season 3? Yep, we're on season 3 and episode 5. So far this season of Legends has been the weakest out of the 4 shows, but this week's episode 5 is in my top 2 best, in my opinion. What do you think about Legends?
I think Legends this season has been really good. I've been enjoying it a lot, actually. I think Ari's still the best character, and I think Legends this week was overall a decent episode. I mean, it was a bit silly. I like what they're going to do with, like, the Firestorm storyline.
Yeah, like, I think... I think at the moment, the Firestorm storyline is the most interesting storyline they have right now going, I think. Regarding Vixen, Vixen is a part of the question that I have at the end, so we'll get to Vixen later on.
Okay.
Yeah. But Legends, for me, I think the fact that it doesn't take itself too seriously, and I don't know what it is. I don't know why I struggle to enjoy it as much as the other shows. Now, don't get me wrong, I like Legends. Like, I like it, otherwise I wouldn't be watching it. But I don't enjoy it as much as the other shows, if you know what I mean.
I think the goofiness makes the show what it is.
Yeah, that's it. Probably, probably
maybe just goofy isn't for you, I guess.
Yeah, that's probably what it is. You're spot on. It's probably the goofiness. No, but it's not even that. The goofiness is not for me because I like Legends. Yeah.
Yeah, it's about superheroes, and you kind of want to see them like doing stuff, but they just mess up all the time. So I can see it.
Anyway, like we were talking about before with Zari, so I have in my notes here, like, so far alongside Rain, she's the most interesting new character. We've already discussed this before. So I really like Zari. So I'm really interested to see where they're gonna take her character. Do you think she's gonna leave the Legends by the end of the season, or she's gonna be a permanent member? So she's gonna be there for season 4.
She's a permanent member. I like her so far now.
Yes.
I think they're kind of setting dynamic between her and Ray as well, so that'll be interesting.
Yeah.
But I think with the totem or the amulet that she has, she's going to be so powerful that I don't think that, like, they could actually keep her on the show. I hope that they keep her.
Yeah. And okay, we have to talk about this. Damien Dark is back. Damien Dark, like, yawn. Like, I say yawn because he's one of the worst Arrowverse villains, one of the worst Arrowverse big bads. He's in my top 3. He's in my top 3. So,
Good wasn't good in Arrow or
Yeah.
season 2 of Legends, but I don't want Nate to go with her, but he probably will. Not too sure. I haven't really thought about that too much, but I'd say so. Because we know Mari exists somehow, so
Yeah, exactly.
we have to see who.
Exactly.
And she's not just gonna go with a random dude, so
Yeah, exactly.
I suppose it would have to be
Yeah.
somebody that she's been with, and that's Nate.
Yeah,
So,
exactly. That's what I think as well. That's why I brought the question up. I think so as well. Okay. So anyway, final topic for the podcast is Arrow. So far, so far the best CW show out of the first few episodes, in my opinion. What do you think?
agreed. I'm really enjoying Arrow as of late. It's always been my favorite show out of all of them.
Exactly. Yeah.
Even with the 4 seasons and sometimes
exactly.
bad choices for stronger than all the shows.
Yeah, it's been my favorite show as well. It's my favorite. It's my favorite.
It was my most anticipated going into this season
as
well.
Exactly. Same as mine. I'm totally with you on that one. And this week's episode was a Deathstroke centric episode, and Deathstroke of course, Deathstroke being my favorite villain of all time.
I'm the biggest Slay.
Like,
my entire channel used to have Slay pictures all over it. So
like every time I talk about Deathstroke, I always say he's my favorite because he is, and
he is the best though.
He is the best. That's the thing. He is the best.
Whenever he's on the show, it's always a good episode.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, it's so good.
Exactly. And I
want them to give him like a series, but he's getting a movie, so they can't really do
it. They won't. Yeah, they're not.
It's insane though.
Yeah, they're not giving him a series. I'm not holding my. I'll love it, but I'm not holding my breath. And speaking of,
if they keep getting him on Arrow and don't make him a villain, keep him like the kind of anti-hero but friend of Oliver.
Yes, that's the way to do it. Yeah. And I was actually fortunate enough to meet Manu Bennett, the actor who plays Deathstroke, like 2 weeks ago at Comic-Con. I was very fortunate.
So
yeah, like
I'm going to. I think it's MCM Comic-Con in Dublin.
Okay.
And he's going to be there next year, so I'm going to go see him then. It is a while away, but it's worth it.
I was like, me and him, we had a mini conversation. Like, as I was getting we had a mini conversation. So so I spoke to him for like how many like 20 seconds or so. So he's a nice guy. Anyway, we got the reveal of Vigilante this episode, and oh my goodness, why? Just why?
I mean, I'm not a big fan of the reveal.
Yeah.
Like, they obviously didn't know where they wanted to go with the characters. Like, we just chucked this guy in there.
Yeah, that's what it felt like. That is exactly what it felt like.
We'll throw this guy in there because we don't know what to do, and he makes the most sense.
The thing is, he doesn't make the most sense. That's the thing.
He kind of makes sense, but I mean, come on.
Like, with all that hype, who is Vigilante? And it's not even the same actor, for crying out loud. It's not even the same actor.
No, that's why I say they kind of just pulled it out.
Yeah.
Because like they didn't know what to do. They just changed the actor.
Yeah.
It's silly.
Whoa, and
there's a different guy voicing him in the previous season too.
I didn't actually notice the change of voice. I didn't notice it.
They also said that like once you see him, you will know who.
Yes, exactly. I was just gonna say that. I was just gonna say that. Exactly.
This.
No, when the mask was off, I was looking at his face and like, who is he? And then when I saw Dinah's face, and then I realized that it's his ex-boyfriend because of Dinah's reaction to him. Ugh. Anyway.
He's a meta as well.
Whatever, man. Whatever. Anyway, what I did like about this episode though was Deathstroke's single fight scene towards the end of the episode. That is like single-handedly one of the best action scenes we've seen in the Arrowverse, and is definitely the best Deathstroke fight scene we've ever seen on Arrow. Definitely, by far.
Oh, by far, yeah. Easily.
By far. Yeah, and it shows what Deathstroke is about. That is how he's supposed to fight. That is Deathstroke there. I just love that scene so much.
We need more.
Yeah, we need more of that. Hopefully, we can get more of that in the following episode.
What do you think about William then?
I think I don't hate him as much as other people do. I think he's okay. That's what I think.
I thought kind of at the beginning, that he wasn't going to be like a character that I'd enjoy.
Yeah.
But I'm starting to like him a little bit more now that Oliver is getting a little bit more involved with him a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, if you know what I mean. They're doing a bit more development with him, and I think he'll end up putting on a suit eventually. What do you think?
Not this season. Not this season.
Not this season,
Yeah.
but I think he will eventually put on a suit, which
Probably.
is pretty interesting.
Probably. And then maybe we'll start like a mini Teen Titans supergroup. I don't know.
Oh god.
But anyway, Joe Wilson. Well, we find out at the end of the episode that Joe Wilson is actually the head of the organization that Slade is trying to take down.
That was a good twist. I
Yeah.
didn't expect that.
Yeah, I didn't see that coming either. I didn't. But what I did saw coming was the guy. I can't remember his name. The guy Slade met with at the beginning. I saw that coming.
I can't remember him. His character was.
I saw him coming, that he was working with but the Joe Wilson twist, that was unexpected. But anyway, so overall,
flashbacks as well were really cool.
Yeah, the flashbacks are cool. I'm interested to see like how Joe became the way he is. Maybe he. Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting.
I think he maybe saw what went down with the dude being killed and stuff.
Probably.
I think he probably witnessed it, and then when he took off his mask, he kind of saw his father. He's like, oh, the whole reason we've gone camping is not to actually spend time together, but to,
Yeah, probably.
Do this thing. But
probably.
I think it'll be far better than that, because I'm not a writer, but that's kind of what I have a feeling will go down.
Yeah, probably. That's probably the most easy. The thing is, with these Arrowverse shows, they go with the most easiest things to. So
they go with the easiest thing that it's so easy that you'll never expect it to happen.
Yeah, so think of the easiest thing that they could do. That's what they will go with. So that
basically.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna rate this episode between 8 and 8.5 out of 10.
Out of 5. I always do my scores out of 5. I'd probably give it a 4.
4. That's fair. That's fair. Anyway, the question for Arrow this week is, how will Oliver become Arrow again? Because Diggle will tell the team about his problems. That Diggle will tell them about that he's taking some sort of drug to enhance his performance, and this will force Oliver to return as the Green Arrow. That's what I think.
I don't think that he's gonna tell them. I think somebody is going to find the stuff that he's using.
Oh yeah, that's true. And
then kind of put it all together.
Yeah, that's true.
I like that they gave him a crossbow though. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, I
do want to see Oliver's Green Arrow again. I think Diggle as what's his character's name? His superhero alias.
Spartan.
Yeah. Get rid of his stupid helmet, but
at least
I think he's way better as Spartan because he goes along with Oliver. He's kind of like his bodyguard, and I think that kind of suits him a bit better.
Well, at least the helmet isn't as bad as its first appearance in season 4. That was just
it's a bit goofy,
it's just like they didn't care about season 4 at all. It's like they didn't. I don't even want to get into it. It's just I'm just gonna start raging. So anyway,
I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. But anyway, that wraps up all the topics for this week's podcast. Thank you very much, Robo, for joining me in this podcast today.
No problem. I'm glad you asked me to come on and talk about some DCTV stuff.
Yeah. Maybe we can, once I do all the guests I want to get on the podcast, we can do it again sometime. So we'll see.
I'll come on anytime
Yeah.
ask, bro.
Yeah, man.
It's been fun.
So if you're interested in Robo and his stuff, then I'll leave his channel in the description and add one of his videos, attach it to this very podcast at the end. So if you're new to the channel, subscribe to the channel to get more podcasts like this. Like this video, share this video with your friends, subscribe to my channel if you're new, and I'll see you guys later for more videos.
Bye-bye.